Hey everybody, it's Eddie Jam Crypto. Hope you're having a good one. So let's go over all the stuff that I've covered during the crypto minute. Fidelity. Now there are rumors going around that Fidelity might actually be in talks to buy Grayscale. And before you scratch your head and think that this is not necessarily true, I can give you a couple of reasons why I think it is true. First, let's start with BlackRock. BlackRock's filing for a Bitcoin spot ETF is either going to be the catalyst or the reaction to Fidelity buying Grayscale. Stop and hear me out. Now, it could be the catalyst, right? Meaning, BlackRock made the first move, and now here comes Fidelity. However, sometimes talks like these don't happen overnight, which could mean that Fidelity actually initiated talks to purchase Grayscale a while ago. BlackRock got wind and made this move because they couldn't buy, Grayscale. Now, in either event, I think it could be true. And the reason why is because, well, DCG needs the money, right? Just think about that. DCG has a lot of problems with their debt to Gemini. The whole Gemini Genesis, debacle. So they have a lot of money that they owe to them. And one of the ways that they'd be able to get out of that is by selling off some of their assets. We know that they've been looking to sell off some of their assets since, I think, March, even maybe before then. So if that's the case, then Fidelity swoops in, they buy Grayscale, they immediately file for their spot ETF. And it would be really hard for the SEC to say no, given Fidelity's current business structure and then brand new holdings in Bitcoin. That would be huge. So do I think over the long term this is a good thing for crypto? Not necessarily so, because you have huge institutional investors looking to, accumulate a lot of Bitcoin. That said, in the very short term, it could be a really great thing and create a boon for the whole industry. Think about the amount of money that BlackRock and Fidelity both control in assets under management. I think BlackRock is a little under 10 trillion. They took a little bit of a dip. They used to be above 10 trillion. And then you have Fidelity at about 4.5 trillion. So that's a very big deal. So looking at the probability, I think it's a high probability that this is true. If it is true, I would expect over the coming days, we could hear more noise about it, more reporting around it, and then boom, here's a big push to crypto going up. Obviously, especially Bitcoin, but you would think that everything is going to go up. Something that could happen with Ethereum, separate and distinct, would be that the validator count going from 32 to 2048 is actually on the table. That would increase staking, which would mean an increase to total value locked and all that other good stuff. So you'd have a lot of money coming into Ethereum for staking. So that's huge. Those are huge uplifts for the two top major coins. Now, would other coins come in behind that? Well, yes, especially Polygon. Other players that could win from this are Bitcoin Lightning, Binance. Binance is trying to, integrate Bitcoin Lightning. Bitcoin Lightning just because of how it works and how it offers fast, cheap services, which is awesome. Now, going back to that whole picture. So now you've got something going on with Bitcoin, something going on with Ethereum, and that's just huge. Now, take a step back and look at how the US is wavering with regard to crypto regulation. Well, the UK, our ally, has not been asleep. They're already a financial hub and they're looking to become a larger crypto hub. So right now in the House of Lords, they're actually discussing how they could adopt cryptocurrencies within the country. How huge would that be, and how much clarity would it bring to regulatory concerns in that country? That's a very big deal. So right now, the House of Lords, I believe, have finished with their deliberations and have pushed it to the other house, which is, I think, the lower house, which is the House of Commons, where they will pick up those conversations and see what happens. If there is support for the adoption of cryptocurrencies within the UK, you're going to see, again, crypto boom. It'll just be huge. So those are three major things that are going on right now that take my eyesight and have it pinpointed, right? And it makes me say, you know what? Yeah, I dove in yesterday when I started getting wind about Fidelity possibly purchasing Grayscale. Got in a little bit more when I heard about Ethereum, and then was kind of, validated with the whole thing with the UK. Now, sadly, Wire, a major crypto payments firm, is going belly up. They've basically said, hey, we're going to be shutting down operations. Here are the instructions to, withdraw your money. So if you've got money on Wire, strongly recommended that you get out of that space. Now, U.S. inflation is affected by many different things. And currently, the FOMC said, we're going to pause. Well, I can understand that. There are a lot of things going on, which would say, we probably should pause to see, how things are playing out and if certain things that we've done are coming to fruition. Well, the banking industry still probably having problems. And Robert Kiyosaki, major author, read a couple of his books, really, really smart guy, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Anyway, he's saying, listen, there are still a few banks out there that could be having problems, which goes back to what David Sachs was saying back in March. Now, if those banks are still having problems, and there are more banks that could be failing soon, regional banks, we're talking regional banks, there's a reason to buy Bitcoin, and that's what he's telling everybody. He's like, listen, Loan Depot, a California-based mortgage brokerage firm, is rumored to be having problems. If they're on the ropes and then you have these banks on the ropes, the industry is on the ropes. And he's saying buy Bitcoin. Again, positive news for Bitcoin. Then you have MasterCard. Now, I've told you before that MasterCard, Visa, all of the credit card companies could be having problems if cryptocurrency continues to grow. No time soon, but yes, if crypto continues to grow, they could be having problems. MasterCard's like, yeah, not us. Why? Because they filed for patents to build software for crypto and blockchain technology. Now, why is that significant? It's significant because MasterCard has been very smart in doing a lot of things in the crypto and Web3 space so that they can see a future. They are banking on a future viability that says we're going to be involved in crypto. So for all you people that keep saying, oh, crypto this, crypto that, no, you need to start paying attention to the big players that are out there. I've already given you a few, right? So BlackRock, Fidelity, Coinbase, let's see, Grayscale, I don't know, Robert Kiyosaki saying that you should be buying Bitcoin. Kind of trust what that guy is saying, because he's all about living life to make money. And you have all the other players out there from traditional finance getting involved in crypto. This is why I keep paying attention, not just to the coins, but the technologies and how the technologies are leveraged. Those are really big deals. Again, then you have Binance, the world's largest, by market cap, the world's largest centralized exchange, getting ready to finish integration of the Bitcoin Lightning Network, affording their customers to handle withdrawals and deposits via a faster, cheaper service. Again, all reasons why I'm involved in crypto. Pay attention, kiddos, and do your own research. Never listen to just a talking head. Always do your own research. Now, you know what we should do? We should get into the numbers. That's what we should do. So let's flip on over and we'll start with these guys. Alrighty. So I have not refreshed this data in about 15 minutes. Let's refresh. All right. And then we can see who's on top and who's not. Right. So who's on the bottom? you know my 5% rule, so we're not going to be paying too much attention here. We're just looking for, flip side to side, that kind of thing. Who's going positive, who's going negative. So XRP is down at 48 cents. We are paying attention to that, but it's still pretty high from where I originally bought it, down to the 30s. So that's a big deal for me. And I'm expecting that this is actually a good place to buy. Why? Because I'm expecting XRP to continue on its rising course. Now, who's on the positive side all the way down to here? And you have Optimism that's up, not something that I own. Stacks is up. They're ranked number 44. Nothing else is on this list that's really making me jump for joy or anything else like that. I do like to pay attention to Axie Infinity and other Web3 plays, though. Now, let's take a look at the big board where you've got Bitcoin hovering at about 26,787, Ethereum hovering at about 1730. Again, we need Bitcoin to be above 2828. We need Ethereum to be above 1800. So those are numbers that I'm looking at. So notice how it's mixed red, mixed green, depending on what you're looking at. Now, for a while, Doge had been at about 7.5 cents. It's all the way down at 6. I'm still looking for, utility here. It is actually a widely used coin, but I'm looking for utility in the United States. That's what I'm looking for. Plus, Elon is dealing with some issues around Doge, so I'm not really going to be touching that for a little while because you're not going to get that, huge Elon pop when he opens up his mouth. Now, let's see. There you go. So you can see how far off we are. We came below that 25,211 that I told you about, and now we're back above. And this is big. We're back above that 26,475 that exists within my my green bands. And look at that. I am not showing you anything. Let's go back to the beginning real quick. All right. Sorry about that. I apologize. So mea culpa. I'll give it another refresh since we spoke about it a couple of minutes ago. Not much of a change, and you can see here that it's nothing really on the downside, just no big names or numbers that I'm paying attention to here. XRP being down 1%, yeah, it's not really moving me. Let's see here, up to about here. Like I said, you have Optimism, and really nothing else that's really moving me on this side. Like I said, I do pay attention to Axie Infinity. It's a big time Web3 play. So is Ethereum name service. But they're not moving all that much. Kind of laterally, 3% moves don't really get me enthusiastic. Back to the big board, so you can see everything in action. 26,780 for Bitcoin, 1730 for Ethereum, and now here's why that's a big deal. It's because Bitcoin needs to be above that 2828. Ethereum needs to be above that 1800 for me to really feel good. So right now, in terms of growth, but right now I still look at this as a major buying opportunity. Now, going back to my statement before, you can look at my green band, right? My green band kind of grows across and kind of encapsulates where I think we are right now, which is mostly lateral movement. We dipped below that 26,475 number that I have, but we're back above, barely, but we are back above. I am expecting a little bit more bounce, but after that bounce, I'm expecting this week to actually go up. I haven't been right a lot lately. I apologize, but then again, I don't give financial advice, so it shouldn't bother you. For me, I'm still seeing lateral, but I am expecting that bounce given all the good news that's going on around Bitcoin and Ethereum. So again, that number that I think we need to get to is 2828, and you can see that with that orange line right here. Now, the next high up from there for me, how I gauge everything, is 31,580. I think we've got a little ways to go before we get that. But if you see Fidelity get in, here's what I'm probably going to do. If there's a major pop to Bitcoin and other coins, I'm probably going to shave a little off the top to pull out some profit and kind of replenish my dry powder that I was using. And then when it comes back down, I'll get back in because, what goes up must come down. What goes down must come up. That's what I look at. DeFi Llama, right now we're at $53.88 billion in total value locked. Again, I think if the Ethereum validators go up from 32 to 2048, you're going to see a lot of institutional investors come in. You're going to see a lot of money that's sitting on the sidelines doing nothing come in and start staking, and staking big. Now, Fear and Greed Index, Yeah, we're at 49. Yeah, we've gone up. I think the last time I actually paid attention to it was at 46. So these are the things that I'm paying attention to. Actually, I think it was lower than that. It might have been 44 because we were in fear, which is the orange over there. Right now, we're in neutral. I'm expecting a little bit more positivity going on. Now, something else that I want to call your attention to is, for the first time in a long time, Ethereum or Ether is not deflationary. It's actually inflationary right there by 0.001%. Anyway, this is Eddie J on Crypto. I hope my research helps. Drop me a note if you need me to look at something. Let me know if you think I'm doing a good job. Let me know if I'm not doing a good job. Tell me what I can improve upon. I greatly appreciate it. Anyway, this is Eddie J on Crypto. Hope you have a good one. Bye-bye.